Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. We're going to go ahead and continue to work on this warrior. Hopefully we can get it done in this session. So this session is probably going to be over an hour. If you guys are drawing along with me, cool. If not, guess you'll have me in the background, or hopefully you're using this time if you are an artist. And if you're also an artist, you're working on maybe your own project. So I've got most of my supplies out. I've got a B pencil, I've got a F pencil, and I've also got my lead pencil and my blending stubs, and of course I have my erasers. I have my kneaded eraser, and then I also have my other erasers as well, which you guys have seen previously in other videos. So I've got my reference over here on my tablet. Specifically, it's going to be for the shading. So we are going to work on shading this character. I've gotten the eye pretty much where I would like it. I think the only thing I would like to work on would probably be the eyebrow. Maybe. Let me see what I got going on in here. Let me see. I want to. Let me see something here. Checking something out here on my reference. I think that's what I wanted to take out. Yeah. There we go. So give me a second. I'm getting my reference ready. There was another photo I wanted to add in here. So I have that done. There we go. Boom. All right, so let's go ahead and work on the rendering for this face here. When it's coming here, I know that this is going to get lighter as it goes here. The nose is probably going to be a distinct bridge here, and then even down here. Have to edit my light here that I have, so I don't have a reflection here. And then I know underneath the nose is going to be colored in. So I know this is going to be colored in. And then the nostril is actually going to be darker. And I think like That was the nostril that I had on the other side. And then this one here. And then the way this is, this underside of the nose is going to be darker, even here. So I'm going to shade this in a little bit of a darker with the pencil, the lead pencil here. All right. And let me see what we got going on here. This cheek is probably going to be most likely going to be in shadow as well. And then if we have the cheekbone, we might have a little bit of shading here. Probably not too much though. And then we're gonna have this neck area. And then here. And then, because you have this part here that wraps around the bone area, so that's probably going to be shaded. And then here, it's probably going to fall off here. And then this whole side under here is probably going to be shaded slightly. And then the chest area, it's going to be darker here. I'll break out the blending stuff in a second. So I know in the other video that I had, it was sped up, and then there was music. I had like a beat going on in the background, and honestly, that was because I was trying to do a voiceover, and for whatever reason, whatever program I use to edit my videos, for whatever reason, when I tried to do the voiceover, it was not picking up my audio well at all, and I tried doing like multiple versions, trying to like re-record it multiple times, and I think after the second or third time I was like, fuck it, I'm not dealing with this. So I'm trying to think what we got going on here. We might have a little shadow here from the necklace blocking the sun or the light keep saying sun, but the light. And then that's going to cast a shadow on the figure here. And then because his head is blocking this part, this most likely is probably going to be all in shadow. I'm not sure yet. Maybe I have some bounce light off the skin kind of hitting this part. I don't want to color all of that in, but we'll see. But all this is going to be in shadow. I'm trying to remember that most likely I'm probably going to go over this with some type of either trying to think either some type of inks, like acrylic inks, or I might do acrylic gouache and experiment with material, but I am not sure because I am nervous that I would screw this up. But honestly, I mean, it is what it is. Alright, so we're going to start to blend this in a second with the blending stubs. After I get this done here. Yeah, I'm not pressing hard with this pencil. It's just because it's a softer lead. I'm able to get these darker lines without having to press as hard. Because the lead that I have in this mechanical pencil is a 2B. I originally had a HB lead in it, but I wanted to be able to have a little bit more the option to draw darker with my pencil. And I switched that out a few days ago while I was sketching in my sketchbook. So it's not specifically for this drawing, but it does help. And then that kind of being darker around here kind of helps because you can kind of think of that as like the shadow that's being casted by the necklace on the skin. So I was gonna have music playing, but I did not start it on my other phone. So Spotify. Yeah. Do its focus music. All right, so let's get up the blending stub. We're gonna get the smaller one of the two. These are the ones that I'm using right here. My hands feel dry. Ugh, they probably are. Actually, they don't feel, they probably are. They are dry. All right, so I've got my thing on that I have to make sure I don't accidentally leave oil and accidentally smear stuff and blend stuff. I'm not trying to. And because this character is a character with melanin. I am going to at some point go over the whole skin to make it darker, or show that it's got some it's not a Caucasian character, pretty much. I should have fixed his eyebrow first before I started doing this, actually. Let me do that. We're going to work on his eyebrow first before I continue any further. So what we're going to do is here. Is here. Boom. And then, so a straight shot here. So we'll leave it at that because I'm gonna have to go in and do the hair anyway for the eyebrows. The only thing I'm struggling with this particular drawing, well, one of the things I'm struggling with is because this isn't smooth paper, the lines aren't coming out as clean as I would like because of the texture. But, I mean, it is what it is. And I'm going to darken this up here around the area of the eye here. And then, because even this is going to have more, this is going to be darker too. And I'm only going one way with the shading for right now. Probably color this all in. Make it darker across the, let me get my, and then have it lighten up here. Let me just go ahead and shade this skin in here. That's not to do with his ear. We'll do that a little bit later. So I'm gonna take, so I lightly did the face. Actually, I'm gonna do the whole body. I'm gonna do the whole body. Ooh, wrong one, shit. What'd I do? Right here. So take my F pencil again. I accidentally picked up the B pencil when I did that. I'm gonna lightly go over the whole body here with an even tone, and then I can blend in and remove for the highlights and more shadow areas. And you can hear the texture of the paper as I'm doing this, so you know it's not a smooth paper here. I get this side too. I'm gonna blend all this stuff in. And I'm trying to just go in one direction here. And then I'll go in another direction in a second. Alright, so that's one direction. I'm going to go second direction here, just to kind of help smooth this out a little bit. So when I blend it, it's not as harsh. I'm going to try not to go over the eyes here. Okay. Let's get to blending, shall we? I'm actually going to use the big blender here. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to darken these areas up here. I'm going to go one way and then I'm going to go the other way. Alright, let's get to blending. I'm pressing lightly, I'm not pressing hard with this. I'm gonna go over the whole piece here. I'm gonna try to not get the eye. I'm going to just clean up a little here. So I do have a piece of paper here I'm going to clean my blending stub with. And then go back in on the lighter side and kind of blend that a little bit. Okay, if I got under the nose here. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I feel like I shouldn't have done this part right here. Like this is probably one area I shouldn't have had a harsh line here. What I'm going to see if I can do, I'm going to see if I can lighten up this one line with the kneaded eraser. All right, let's see. I might have to, we'll see. I do this and then just darken this up. We'll see how that looks. I'm about to lighten that up a little bit. I don't think it's going to be as dark as I'm making it. I forgot to erase the damn text. Shit. Alright, let's see if I can do this. Alright. Now let's go over the rest of the body. Adjusting my tools here so that way I know where they're at for easy access, because right now I'm searching all over the place for them and they're on my desk. Okay, let's do I'm trying to follow the form of the body here as I'm blending this. Whew, okay, let's get in here. Let's get the chest area, pectoralis major. And then there's a shadow here. I'll make this more defined, this area more defined in a second. But I want to get this harsh line out of here. I know I'm probably not doing it the correct way technically, but I'm going to do what works for me. Like even right here, these harsh lines, I want to get rid of those. And I don't want to spend too much time trying to buffer them out with the blender. So guess what I'm doing? I'm just going to erase them. And then, blend that area back in. And I'm trying to follow the form because the pectoralis major has a curve to it, depending on how the muscle, how big the muscle is built up, determines more of the curve to the muscle. Move this up slightly just so I can get this blended in. And this is the underside. This is like the latissimus dorsi. Latissimus dorsi is I think is how you pronounce it. But this is like, well, this is under the chest here, and more of the side here. This is like under the, this is still part of the pectoralis major. And then you have this part, which is the arm here. Or, let me help redefine this. So you have here, and then you've got the arm here. So I know what the heck I'm shading here. And we've got the deltoid, which is a muscle with 3 heads. You've got the front, side, and back. Of course, we don't see the back on this particular picture, but it curves. We still got this side to go, so let me clean off my blending stub here, and then we'll work on this side. And this one I'm going to go dark to light, blending in from the dark into the light. Clean this off, and then I'm going to go into the light here and blend this. Probably should have lightened this up a little bit, so we're going to take my kneaded eraser, and we're just going to pick up some of this. I should have picked up more because you can still see the marks from the muscle that I laid, or the bones that I laid in. That's okay. Like I said, not the correct way that I'm doing this. I know as far as professional artists, they might be like, that's not how you're supposed to do it, but it works for me. So, and I don't need this to look 100% realistic. In fact, it's not going to. And I'm okay with that. Maybe one day I will work on doing a image that is, the goal is to look as realistic as possible, but it is not this image. Deltoid, that's why. I'm trying to figure out what the hell was going on with that. It's the deltoid right there. And then we have the collarbone here. You can still see it, the lines here, so I'm erasing these back a little bit. And you can see where I put the deltoid in. It's not really what I want showing up, but that's okay, because guess what we're gonna do? And if you guys go back over it with shading, you would be correct. And then we're going to work on the trapezius, and I'm following that form. into the collarbone, and there's going to be some shading outlining that collarbone here where the sun's not hitting, and then also up here as well because you've got the necklace blocking it, some of that light here. I'm gonna have to blend this more in as well as the face area, but that's fine. That is fine. We're slowly working this up. What I'm going to do though, I'm gonna start erasing this stuff that we've got going on inside the what will soon be the tunic. Is it called a tunic? I don't freaking know. But we're going to erase all this. Should have just got my big eraser. So I had these for a reason, so I can do these large areas. And sorry if the camera is shaking, but as I've explained in my setup before, the mount that I have for my camera is connected to my art desk, so unfortunately if there's any shaking that's being picked up, that's just how it is at the moment. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send this I'm gonna take a picture and send this to my buddy real quick, so I told her I was working on this. Actually, let me do his necklace first, and then we'll send her a update picture. I'm gonna get the smaller blending stuff here to just kind of touch up on these slightly, and I'm following the form that I've already laid in with this. And I'm gonna just go over this slightly just so I can, it's not this like harsh white against everything. And then I need my lead pencil for this. And this side is pretty much going to be covered because the face is covering it, and then also the light is not hitting it either. And I know technically I could have like some type of bounce light or like light coming like I think it's called ambient. I forgot what the freaking light source is called, but where you have like a rim lighting around the edges of some of these, but I'm not going to do that. I feel like it doesn't go right with the what I've already laid in. And I need to fix these here because the curvature seems off with these. So I'm going to get my smaller pencil, my smaller eraser here. Then do these curves correctly laid in. And then I'll go back and reshade. And it's not going to be uniform because these are different colored beads. Like they're not like symmetrical, so they're going to be looking a little bit different when it comes to how the light's hitting them. So it wouldn't be like just one straight line across. Like you can see like these beads here are like bigger than the ones going over here, and the light might hit these different. So I'm gonna darken these lines up at the top here. All right, now we can send an updated. Actually, nope, I lied. I'm gonna slowly blend these in. Well, not slowly blend, but try to uniform this. There we go. So it doesn't look like this stark white against everything else. All right. All right, so that is sent. All right. What we're going to work on next is we're going to work on the fabric here, down here. Actually, I lied. I'm going to darken this first. We're going to work on this area here. I'm going to pick one section that I want to work on at a time and slowly get that done before going to the next section. So, and you would think I would work from left to right since I'm right-handed, but I'm going to get this corner section done here first. Because with my luck, I would freaking forget it. And would not want to go back later to work on it. So I'm shading one way, and then we'll do like we did last time. I'll go back a different way to kind of help darken the shading out. And then we're going to go, so we went this way, now we're going to go this way. And I'm not pressing hard, this is just a, like I said before earlier, this is just a 2B pencil lead. So it's going to look darker. All right, so what you want? Hi, baby girl. Hi, baby. Sorry, guys, that's my dog here next to me, annoying me here. Hi, baby. Well, she's not annoying me. She just wants some attention. And once again, we're following the form here. So even though we did shading a certain way and one way, we're going to follow the form when it comes to blending. And then even with this, we're gonna follow the form doing this. It's this rounded form to the front and underneath here, and then curved form here. Sorry guys, I'm looking at old pictures of what this guy used to look like before I've gotten to this point. And he has come a ways, so. Okay, Tiger. What? I already took you out. So I know you don't have to use the bathroom. You just want some attention? You just want some attention? Where's your baby? Hi, baby girl. Okay. Get out of here. Nope. Alright, so we've got the chest area now. Right? We've got this part here. So we're not going to do it as dark as this part here. This is completely hidden by the light. So we're going to slowly, very lightly, put this in here. And I'm only going to go one direction with this because I don't want to go over it again and make it darker than what it needs to be. All right, so I'm going to clean my blending stub real quick, and then we'll blend this. You don't have to clean your blending stub, I just choose to. That's just my personal preference. I know there are some artists that do not. I am not one of them. All right, so we're going to follow the form here. we're going to, I want to lighten this area up just a tad. Because I don't think it would be that dark in this area too. In fact, this area be hit by probably a bunch of light. So we're going to try to get as much of that up as possible. I'm just going to slightly blend it in. There you go. Tiger, get out of here. I ain't got nothing for you, baby girl. And so we're going to go here, the deltoid area. For me, it's kind of hard with this particular shoulder because half his shoulder is missing from the image, so of how he's positioned. So I'm gonna make sure that it still feels like it's within proportion. Tiger, no ma'am. Oh, baby, I see you. And then I even know with the bicep, like this part is probably gonna be have some shadow because of the way the form is for that muscle. Oh. I don't even know where we're at time-wise, but whatever. Probably over an hour, or close to anyway. The way my phone is mounted, I can't see the time, or how long I've been recording. And I'm trying to blend this out all the way around, so that way there's not this harsh stop with the blending. want to smooth this out a little bit, so and I didn't follow the form on that one. Shoot me. All right. All right. I feel like I need to lighten this area up here just a little bit. So I want to get this part here, that edge. Tiger, no, baby, out, home. Home. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's nothing to do with his ear. Like I have not forgotten. Like this still needs to be darker. It's not dark enough here. I'm trying not to be afraid to go too dark in certain areas. Like, I'd rather go really dark than try to go super light and then it just not look right. Let's see, I'm gonna try to blend this out so that way it's more of a natural blend than this dark line that I'm kind of seeing here. I'm gonna have to darken this area up too. That's being covered. What I'm going to do is I'm probably going to end up taking a break, get something to eat, and then do another video. This needs to be dark too. This area here, this needs to be darkened up. So you're trying not to be scared to go too dark on certain areas, because that looks so much better than it did before. What I might start doing, and you guys let me know if you would like to see it, at the end of an illustration, have like pictures, the progress pictures of the image, like from start to finish, to kind of see the progression and what was done on each session. And see if that's something you guys would like to see, because I love looking at stuff like that, for me anyway, kind of seeing what it looked like before I finished the session, so what I came into the session dealing with, and then what it's now looking like after I've completed that session, and to see the amount of progress that I was able to make within that time. As you can see, I'm following the form. I'm just going back and forth with it, because I'm blending this area in particular is when I'm trying to blend this area here without having these harsh lines in it. So I'm just blending over and over and over again, and it's making it look a lot better. At least for me anyway, it looks a lot better. And I can go in, I'm gonna darken this area up again, probably. Actually, what I'll do is I'll just take some of that and bring it in here, honestly. Kind of blend that in, there we go. So I didn't even have to actually use more pencil, I just kind of blended it in with what I've already got down. So boom. And then we're actually gonna go this way too, to kind of help blend this in here. So that looks so much better. That blend looks so much smoother than what it looked like a few blends ago. And we got this collarbone area. And he's like, that looks, for me, this looks so much better. I know it might not pick up well on the on camera, but it looks so much better. Like, it generally does look like there's a soft light hitting the collarbone. The collarbone, sorry. Can't speak for a second. There we go. Like that looks a lot more blended in. Look at that. Looks so much better. All right, let me see something here. Photo. Let me see something real quick. So I'm gonna take a break, guys. I'll come back and start working on this more. I'm gonna get something to eat and then we'll come back with this. Peace out.